All right, buckle up, everyone, because today's deep dive is going to be a good one, especially if you're a sports fan. We're taking a look at the life and career of Cristiano Ronaldo. And not just the typical headlines you see,
Hmm?
We're actually going deep into his Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it's more than just a list of facts, though, right?
Exactly. We're trying to see what makes him such a global phenomenon.
Well, and, a lot of people know him for breaking all those football records, but there's a lot more to it. I mean, business ventures, philanthropy. There's even a galaxy named after him.
Light a galaxy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay, you've got my attention. So let's start at the beginning. His Wikipedia page says that growing up, he really idolized Brazilian footballers,
Mhm.
Ronaldinho and Ronaldo Nazario.
Oh, yeah. Those are huge names.
Mm.
They basically shaped the game. Ronaldinho's like a magician with the ball,
Mhm.
all about flair and improvisation. And then you hear Ronaldo Nazario. He was just pure power and precision. It's interesting because when you watch Cristiano Ronaldo play, you see elements of both of them. You see that dazzling footwork that Ronaldinho had, but then also that relentless drive to score goals. Almost like a more focused version of Ronaldo Nazario, you could say.
So he took inspiration from the best, but made his own style. And get this, before signing with Manchester United, his Wikipedia page mentions he almost joined Arsenal or Barcelona. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's a real sliding doors moment.
What a different path that could have been.
Totally, yeah. At Arsenal, he would have been under Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
Wenger was known for developing young talent. Who knows if he would have become the same player we know today. And then Barcelona, think about that. He would have been playing alongside a young Lionel Messi. The mind just boggles at the possibility.
Yeah, would those alternate paths have led to the same level of superstardom? Hard to say. But he ended up at Manchester United, and that arrival was spectacular. Over 80,000 fans showed up for his Real Madrid presentation.
Wow,
That's even more than Maradona's welcome at Napoli.
that's a statement right there.
It really shows you the aura he already had at that
To
point.
2009, that was. He had already achieved so much with Manchester United.
Yeah.
Global icon already. Real Madrid really pulled out all the stops to welcome him.
And he didn't disappoint. We're talking about a Champions League record. 17 goals in a single season.
17!
That's insane.
You have to put that into perspective. Champions League is the top level of club football. Every week, you're facing the very best teams and defenders in Europe. To score that many goals with that much pressure, it's more than just talent. Dedication, unwavering focus, and that will to win.
It's incredible. Now, he did eventually return to Manchester United. You know, the club where he first rose to fame. Felt like a homecoming.
Yeah, coming full circle.
But then, out of nowhere, he makes a move to Al Nasser in Saudi Arabia. That surprised a lot of people.
It did. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
But I think it says something about how football is changing. Leagues like the Saudi Pro League are gaining a lot of power. They have the financial backing. So while it was a surprise, Ronaldo's move kind of makes sense in that context. It's not just about athletic goals anymore. It's a global business.
A whole new ballgame. Now, let's talk about his international career for a second. It's not just about how many goals he's scored. This guy has played in 5 European championships.
Wow. 5.
The dedication and stamina to compete at that level for so long is mind-blowing.
Longevity like that is incredible. It really speaks to his commitment to fitness, his discipline, and his love for the game.
Yeah, it really shows you what he's made of. But it hasn't always been perfect, His Wikipedia entry mentions a moment at the 2006 World Cup. He was actually passed over for the Best Young Player award because of his behavior.
Oh, wow.
It kind of reminds you that even the greatest athletes are still human, dealing with all that pressure and scrutiny.
Yeah, the World Cup is a whole other level. The expectations, the media attention, it's intense. How players handle that pressure both on and off the field becomes a big part of their story.
Speaking of image, you can't talk about Ronaldo without mentioning that step-over move. It's iconic.
It's like his signature.
Yeah, almost as recognizable as his name.
It's interesting how a player's style can become so connected to who they are. That step-over move wasn't just effective, it was visually stunning. It became his trademark, influenced fashion marketing, even young players trying to copy him. Like Michael Jordan's fadeaway or Tiger Woods' fist bump, it goes beyond the sport.
It's part of his brand. But this deep dive has shown me there's so much more to him than just football. A museum dedicated to him, his hometown airport renamed in his honor, and then a galaxy named CR7.
Wow!
That's not just fame, that's a legacy.
It's like the concept of eponyms, things named after people. It usually means they've had a huge cultural impact, recognition beyond just one field. Think about the Eiffel Tower. Most people probably don't know much about Gustave Eiffel, the engineer, but the name represents something iconic.
So Ronaldo, it's not just goals or trophies, it's ambition, athleticism, achieving the impossible. And having a galaxy named after you, that's a whole other level.
It's amazing how these names become part of our culture.
Mm.
But let's not forget about his philanthropic work, too. His Wikipedia page talks about donations to charities, being an ambassador for causes like child hunger, even funding cancer treatments.
It's always inspiring when athletes use their platform to do good.
Absolutely. They become role models not just for their athletic skills, but for their compassion and giving back. It shows that success isn't just about personal gain. It's about making a positive impact.
I gotta ask about the CR7 galaxy. I'm still stuck on that. How does a footballer get a galaxy named after him?
It's pretty remarkable. Astronomers discovered this super bright galaxy. It emits really strong radiation, and it reminded them of Ronaldo's brilliance on the pitch. The CR7 connection, Cristiano Ronaldo, his jersey number, it just fit. It shows how we use familiar things to understand something as vast as the universe.
That's mind-blowing. This shining, powerful thing in space linked to an athlete makes you wonder what other eponyms are out there.
Oh, there are tons. Landmarks, scientific discoveries, everyday objects. The silhouette on the iPod packaging, supposedly modeled after Bono from U2. And the sandwich, named after the Earl of Sandwich. He supposedly invented it so we could eat while gambling.
Wow, eponyms are everywhere. Makes you look at the world differently.
Exactly. It reminds us that our impact can go way beyond what we do professionally.
You know, I thought this deep dive would be all about football stats and tactics, but it's been so much more. A story of inspiration, resilience, and a legacy that reaches from the pitch to space.
It's amazing how Ronaldo's story goes beyond sports, captures the imagination of people all over the world. He's become an icon, a symbol of ambition and never giving up. Makes you think, what is it about certain people that makes them break through like that?
It's a great question. Is it talent, charisma, both? Or maybe it's that never give up attitude that people connect with.
It could be all those things.
Oh.
And maybe timing has something to do with it too. Being born in the right era, using the power of social media. Ronaldo has definitely mastered that. Built a huge online following, connects with fans in ways we couldn't have imagined before.
He's a master of his craft on and off the field. And speaking of craft, that step-over move, maybe I need to work on my football skills.
I like it. Never stop exploring. Keep learning. You never know, you might discover a hidden talent. Or even your own eponym.
I might just dust off my old boots and practice those step-overs. But seriously, this deep dive has been eye-opening. Cristiano Ronaldo is more than just a footballer. He's a cultural phenomenon, a brand, a philanthropist, and a name in the stars.
It reminds us that the stories we tell about ourselves, about our heroes, they're never simple. There's always more to discover, layers, to peel back connections to make.
I'm definitely feeling inspired to learn more. Maybe a trip to that CR7 museum in Madeira is in order. Or maybe I'll just look up at the stars tonight and think about that galaxy named after him.
That's the beauty of a deep dive like this. It sparks curiosity, opens up new paths. Who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to leave your own mark on the world.
Well said. And on that note, it's time to wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. But remember, the learning never stops. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and we'll catch you next time for another fascinating journey into the world of knowledge. I might have to, dust off the old boots and give it a try. But really, this deep dive has been amazing. Cristiano Ronaldo is just so much more than a footballer. He's a cultural icon, a brand, a philanthropist, and a name in the stars.
It's a good reminder that the stories we tell you know about ourselves, about these heroes, they're never just one thing. There's always more to find, layers to uncover, connections to make.
I'm feeling inspired to learn more. Maybe a trip to that CR7 museum in Madeira is in order. Or maybe I'll just spend an evening, looking up at the stars, thinking about that galaxy that's named after him.
That's what's so great about these deep dives, They make you curious, they open up new paths. Who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to leave your own mark on the world.
That's a great point. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. But don't forget, the learning never stops. Keep exploring, keep asking questions. And we'll see you next time for another fascinating journey into the world of knowledge.